What's up guys, typical Chris here. Today we are going to be doing something different. Now I know you guys are used to, maybe knife reviews and all that type of stuff, but today we're going to be doing something totally different. We're going to be making a mini survival kit out of this Altoids can. Now let's go ahead and show you guys what I have in here already. Here's all my stuff, but let's get on straight into it. Let's show you guys what materials you need and what is most effective in a survival situation. So the first thing you guys will need is actually a lighter. So when you're out there, you're gonna need to make a fire at some point. So here's your lighter. You're gonna want to wrap it in a little bit of paracord. Maybe you can gut the paracord if you're using a thicker paracord to thin it. Because if you put this in here with some paracord around it, it's going to be very bulky. Like this is a very thin paracord and it's already bulky. So you're going to want to wrap this in a little bit of paracord. Yet again, thinner paracord works best. Or if you have the larger paracord, just make sure to gut it. That way you can have a thin little rope around there. But yeah, there's your first little gadget. Let's head on to the next one. Next one here, I actually made out of a little sardines can. It's like a little aluminum foil thing. I don't know, I kind of just cut it out. Maybe you could use it for signaling, as you guys can see here. Or maybe you could use it for cooking something. Now we will put this under our lighter here. And there's your little tin. Alright, so the next tool is a very important one. It is a multi-tool. Now this is my Victorinox Mini Champ. If you guys have the Victorinox Classic SD, you can also add that in there. But the reason why I chose a Mini Champ is because you have more tools to this than your classic one. You got scissors on there, a little screwdriver. It's like a mini toolkit, I guess you could say. And then you got your little ballpoint pen, so if you need a pen really quick, you got all that. Obviously you have your blade in there. There's your blade. It's a little dirty at the moment, but I'll clean that in a little. But yeah, obviously you need a multi-tool because, it's like a mini little toolbox in that much of space. So just throw that in there and you're good to go. On to the next one. So your next thing is going to be a mini flashlight. Now, this, I just found it in my drawer. I don't know where you can get these mini flashlights at, but I'm assuming they're pretty cheap because it's plastic. So you can probably get this for maybe $2 if you search the web. That's what I'm guessing this thing is worth, but I don't know. It could maybe even be worth less. So a little working flashlight, just in case you're out there in the night. And then you could kind of just fit this right next to your Swiss Army knife. And it just barely fits, so it's perfect. Let's move on to the next tool. The next thing you're gonna want to have out there is obviously some band-aids. Now, anything can happen out there. You can cut yourself and you're gonna be bleeding and you need band-aids. So you're gonna want 2 of those. You're gonna want to put those maybe on the little lid here. If they're too big for the lid, you could always trim it with a pair of scissors or something, and then have that on your little lid there. So there's your little med kit. And on to the next thing. So the next thing you're gonna want to have out there is I'd say maybe a little wrap of tape. It could be any tape, duct tape, but I chose this one because it's thin and it's slim and it could fit in here, So I just took a little popsicle stick and I wrapped tape around that to make a little roll. And then you kind of just put this under your little tools there. Get a closer look at that. But there's that. On to our next tool. So the next tool is a mini saw here. It's supposed to be like a hacksaw, well, I basically have this mini hacksaw and there's these spare blades to it. But this one broke, so I decided, it could still be used for something, So I decided to put it in my mini survival kit here. And, you're going to be out there, you're going to want to be cutting maybe branches or something. So maybe this could work. You could like stick it onto something with your little like paracord or string. And yeah, you could basically just have a little saw out there if you need it. You're gonna want to fit that under your little light here. And yeah, there's our saw. Our next thing is gonna be Q-tips. Now you're gonna want 2 of those. I don't know, you could use Q-tips maybe to like get something like out of your ear or something if it's bothering you, or like to clean a wound. So you obviously need that out there if you're in a survival situation. We're gonna want to fit those right underneath your little light here, accompanying your saw there. Here's what it looks like so far, just so you guys can see how I'm sorting it out. That way you guys can kind of sort it out that way. But there's my little saw with my Q-tips. And on to our next tool. So our next little thing here is gonna be a piece of wood. Now, what can you use this for? You can use this as fire tinder. So maybe if you want to like start a fire, you could take your little blade of your Swiss Army knife and kind of just make little like shavings like these, and just kind of put them down, and then just light it on fire with your little lighter there. This is actually redwood, so I mean it's already pretty dry, so I think it would be a good fire starter. Or not fire starter, I'm sorry, tinder. So you're gonna want to fit this like right beside your little lighter here, like in this little compartment. Now I actually flip my lighter around so that way I have the compartment here to put more stuff. But yeah, on to our next thing. Our next thing, I actually made it out of a tin can. I just took a tin can and I just like cut out a little roll and I like taped it. And why did I do that? Well, maybe you needed to like, yet again, maybe you could be cooking something and you need it. Maybe like you could put it on a rock or something and you could cook stuff that way. Or it also works as a little like signaler. Or what do you call those little things that, you know, the light hits it and then you go like that so people can see you? But yeah, there's that. A little roll of foil if you need it. Right beside our piece of redwood here, if we can fit that in there. There we go. That fits good. On to our next tools. Oh, our next tools. I know a lot of you can probably use fishing hooks, but I have an allergy to fish. So I'm using arrowheads. You can actually nap these out of like chert. If you don't know what chert is, it's basically like a really waxy like type of like rock. And if you know how to nap arrowheads, you'll know how to make little points like these. But yet again, I'm not so advanced at that yet, so that's why my little arrowheads here are kind of like not professional looking, but you know, it'll work. So we'll just throw those in there, and that can be used for hunting. On to our next tool. So our next little thing here is gonna be a little patch of cotton. Now this, it's like a little, like one of those little like circular cotton patches, and you could just roll it up, put a little bit of tape on there. You obviously don't want to put a lot because that can actually ruin the cotton, but yeah, just make a little roll like this and just snip off the ends here so that way it fits good in your little survival kit here. Here's how things are looking up in there. Pretty cool. Yeah guys, I forgot to mention the needle. Here's your needle with your little thread. So yet again, maybe if you're out there, you have a like rip in your pants or something, you could sew that up together with your little piece of thread here and your needle. Now this will go, let's see, sort of like I'm playing Tetris here. Gonna get the cotton goes in here, and then your needle is gonna want to go right under your little light, up in there. There we go, that fits. And then the little thread right up in here with your little piece of cotton. That's how stuff are looking in there, all neat. And then we close that up and it should close. But don't worry, if it does not close, that's why you have your little rubber bands here. Now, I'm gonna put mine on either way for maximum security. You want to kind of just twist them on there. You're gonna want to put them on each of the little hinges here, so that way it does not open up whatsoever. Just like that. So yeah, there it is, a little survival Altoids tin can thing, I guess you could say. And this, you could just basically throw it in your little hiking backpack or whatever you take with you to go hiking. I mean, anything can happen out there, right? But yeah, guys, that's just a little cool video I had for you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Yet again, please remember to leave a fat thumbs up, and I'll catch you guys on my next video. Peace out.